We're off to Fratton Park, where there's been a red card, but for who, Chris Kamara?
I don't know, Jeff, has there? I must have missed that. Red card.
Chris, have you not been watching? I haven't. I don't know where that's come from, Chris. I have no idea what has happened there. What's happened, Chris?
I don't know, Jeff. I don't know. The rain must have got in my eyes, Jeff.
Chris, let me tell you, according to our sources, Anthony Vanden Borre has been sent off for a second bookable offence. Get your fingers out and count up the number of Portsmouth players who are on the field.
No, you're right. I saw him go off, but I thought they were bringing a sub on, Jeff.
As professional as ever, Kammy.
Still 0-0.
Cutting-edge reports on Gillette Soccer Saturday.
Right, Kammy, can you believe it's 10 years to the day since the most infamous and brilliant piece of completely inaccurate reporting on Soccer Saturday?
Infamous? It was Stelling that got it all wrong. I was 100% right. Never saw the sending off in a million years. But, oh, no. I cannot believe, as you quite rightly said, 10 years. Where has it gone? I mean, frightening.
And Jeff, you were very much the B-side to Cammy's quadruple platinum A-side. What's your memories of it?
Well, thanks for putting it so kindly. The other thing, I tell you, you ran about the 10 years thing because it's become legendary over the years. If you ever go to any sort of, after dinner, the story that everyone wants to hear is about Anthony Vanden Borre and Kammy at Fratton Park. Once they've shouted "unbelievable" Jeff at me a few times, that is, the next thing they want to hear is about Kammy. But no, look, it was just one of those fantastic moments which has grown and it's become almost sort of legendary, really, out of something or nothing. Look, my sympathies were with Kammy. He doesn't normally make this sort of mistake.
I know we'd had loads and loads of mishaps, sort of like before the Portsmouth game, but that day, it was not my fault. Not my fault at all.
Well, whose fault was it?
I got to Fratton Park that day and they said I couldn't use the gantry, right? Health and safety, because there's a 2-foot leap of faith that you have to go across, and they said they've decided that somebody could fall. It's impossible, really, because, your whole body trying to fall down that gap after you've stepped across the ladder would have been impossible, but I accepted that. So they put us in the corner of the Fratton end, which was fine. So I was there on the corner of the pitch looking out, and then it started to rain. So once again, health and safety took over, and they said, because you've got electric cables, if any of the players sort of like slide off the pitch or any of the fans run towards those cables, which couldn't happen at all because the seal on them is very wide and thick. But anyway, so we had to go 10 yards back. But I was able to stand on the corner of the pitch and watch the game. And when I did a report with you, I had to walk 10 yards back. So then Carly says to me, Carly Bassett, my link between me and you, says, "You're next, Kammy." And just as I walk the 10 yards back, I'm looking over my shoulder. And then Charlie Nicholas shouts, "Go," when Carly says, "Jeff's coming to you next." So I'm looking over my shoulder again. And then Tomo shouts, "Go." So I'm still looking on my shoulder. And then you come to me and you said, "Let's go down to Chris Kamara at Fratton Park where the speaker sent it off." But for who?
It's the look of bewilderment, though, Kammy. It's that first look when Jeff throws you to the look, you what? Has that? Straight away. And Jeff would not let you off the hook, would he? He was on you. He kept coming back to you. Even though you said you weren't sure, Jeff would not let you off the hook.
Yeah, I'm not there, Kammy. Now, come on, tell us what's happening. I don't know, Jeff.
Yeah, use your fingers and toes to count up how many players are on the field, Kammy. Kammy, my sources tell me that Anthony Vanden Borre has been red carded. Did you get the realisation then?
No, I saw him going off, Jeff, but I thought they were bringing a sub on.
Those saucers, Jeff, those saucers was me and a couple of the APs who got the mother of all rollickins for giving inaccurate information. So now you owe me an apology as well, Kammy.
By then it was also on the video printer, though, wasn't it? You know. But I'll tell you what, Kammy, I did have some sympathy for you because when I threw to you the first time, I thought I was getting a report from some bloke in the crowd because you were just mobbed by, the Fratton Park faithful, and there are plenty of them.
Yeah, I was right next to the Fratton, and so to be able to see as well beyond that, I could actually see Abraham Grant on the halfway line. So I saw him there, and then I saw Anthony Vanden Borre. Any English player at that moment in time who had already been on a yellow card, who deliberately handled the ball, would have stayed and argued with the referee. But he didn't. He automatically walked. So I didn't see the handball. I just saw him walking off to the side. And I wasn't the only one that day, Jeff. There was other people in the press box I found afterwards that missed that sending off.
So we cleared it up, Kammy. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't my fault. It was Anthony Vanden Borre's fault.
It was.
Kicking off in front of the referee.
Exactly. Exactly.
Did you never see the substitute coming on, though, Kammy? I remember you've saw, for all the excuses and all the excuses why you missed it, you saw him coming off. Where was the substitute? Did you think, hold on a minute, where's he gone?
No, because I had to look back at the camera, so I don't know exactly what's going on. Because I'm in the corner, I can't see the full length of the pitch, only when I'm actually watching the game. When I have to do the report to Jeff, I have to stand in front of the camera, as you know, Russ, because you've done it yourself. Straight away, after I'd finished the conversation with Jeff, Karen Wilmington, who's our director, said, "Watch the game, Kammy, will you?"
And when Karen told you something, you were told.
Exactly.
You didn't argue, that was for sure.
Exactly. So I was gutted then, absolutely gutted. So I got in the car on the way home from Fratton Park, and I rang Ian Condren, the producer, and I said, "Condo, I'm sorry." And he went, "No, you can just about get away with it, Kammy." He said, "Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine." So, crikey. And
is that the moment for you, Kammy, in all your Soccer Saturday days? Is that the one you look back and say, that's number one?
Yeah, well, you have defining moments in your career, and so like the TV career, I'd probably say that is, we had loads and loads of funnies between me and Jeff up until that point, but that's the one, as Jeff has quite rightly said, that everyone wants to talk about. And 10 years, crikey, a long time, but certainly a defining moment. The next morning on Goals on Sunday, unbeknown to me, they showed the clip just at the top of the show, and I was worried that we were still pushing that clip and I'd be in serious trouble. So I wasn't really giggling along and laughing at the same time. And then on the Sunday afternoon, Ian Condren, the producer, rang me and he said, "What's the nearest TV station to you?" So I said, "Yorkshire Television." He said, "Can you get there for 9 o'clock in the morning?" I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, Fox News in America have seen it and they absolutely love it and they want to speak to you. And there's a Dutch TV station and a Chinese TV station." So all of a sudden, from zero, I've become a hero because Sky are getting all this free publicity from that situation.
Jeff, did you realise how big it was going to be?
No, I didn't. I mean, obviously, it was crazy. I mean, it went absolutely viral. And it helped establish Kammy as a worldwide star. And what did it do for me? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, 25 million people have seen your face, Jeff.
What a B-side, Jeff. What a B-side.
Yeah, B-side. Goodness me.
And Kammy, people still coming up and talking to you about it now, I expect. Even now, it shows just how big a moment it was 10 years on. Yeah,
every time I go out, someone will shout, "Unbelievable, Jeff." That's guaranteed. But if you sat on a train or I'm at a dinner, like Jeff said, the first thing they want to talk about, they're not really interested in anything else that you've got to say. Just get to the point, will you? I don't know, Jeff.
And Jeff, has Kammy ever missed anything else other than that? Was that a one-off?
Oh, total one-off. That's one of the great things about Kammy. Look, Russ, as Kammy says, you've done it. So people don't realise actually how difficult it is to go out and do just what you do, and you're not watching the game half of the time. But of course, our show's a lot of fun to do as well, so you can get away when things don't quite work out as they were planned. I mean, the one thing I can absolutely guarantee you is that next season, whenever next season may start, there will be some, if not equally monumental, some pretty major, what's the word? Something ups from Kammy during the course of the season. But we love it. We absolutely love it.
You get wrapped in the moment on Soccer Saturday, and that's the thing. And the beauty of the game, you don't know what's coming up, and sometimes the words just don't come out right,
Yeah. I mean, there have been some great one-liners from you, Kammy, haven't there? The atmosphere's thick and fast, or it's end-to-end stuff, but it's all at the forest end, or the ball's just gone either side of the post, or my particular favourite, it's 0-0 at half-time, Jeff. It could easily be the other way around.
That must have been someone else, Jeff.
I think mine would be Fighting Like Beavers, to be honest. I think that was an anniversary not long ago as well, wasn't it, Kammy?
Yeah, I think that was 2008, something like that. So it was a long time ago, that one. We had a few, though. My particular favourite was we were talking about Diamante Kamara, and and Jeff came to me, played for Fulham, and I said, like all those Kamara, he's a bit brain dead. And Jeff said, I hope he's not watching the show.
Yeah.
And lastly, one of my favourites, Kammy, was the Papa Bopper Duke one, where, again, you couldn't see what was going on behind your shoulder. It was a great moment if you constantly, looking above and no idea. Could be not. You weren't sure. That was one of my favourite moments.
Yeah, that was against Middlesbrough, Fulham Middlesbrough. And the ball actually crossed the line. Goal line technology these days would have given the goal, no danger. And I saw it from the gantry that it was definitely a goal, but the officials missed it out on the pitch. And as you said, that was long before the red card incident, but that made a few people chuckle as well.
So we had previous, Jeff.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And it's not always, an intentional as well, because you give Kammy an inch and he will take a mile. And I remember the game, Kammy. How did it work out? I think every time we came to you, for some reason, you put an extra item of clothing on for about our first 6 visits. And then thereafter, you decided to take it all off again. And it was I have no idea why we did it, but it was brilliant.
I know exactly why we did it, because you went to Johnny Phillips at one of the grounds, and Johnny Phillips had a hat and a muffler on, and you could only more or less see his face. And you went down to me at QPR, and even though it was -2, I just had a suit on. So you went, Cammy's from Middlesbrough, Hartlepool, I am from, so he's harder than that. So I thought, well, I'll show you how hard I am. And so I started borrowing clothes from everyone else on the gantry. And then after I'd got a little piece of clothing or a hat or whatever from everyone else on the gantry, I thought, oh, well, I'll show you how hard I am in -2. Started to take my clothes off. And then I got a message from the producer, don't you dare take your shirt off. And then the fallout from it the following week was Ian Condren rang me straight away and he said, one of the bosses is threatening to sack you. Keep your head down for the next fortnight.
The irony was, Russ, that though it was -2 and Johnny Phillips had his hat and his scarf and the such like on, Dickie Davis was doing a game that day and he was still wearing his shorts.
As always, you could be in Antarctica and Dickie would still be wearing his shorts. That's why it's good that the camera doesn't look below, somewhere around there. Well, Kammy, thank you ever so much, mate. 10 years to the day since
10 years.
the greatest Soccer Saturday moment, and I think everyone will enjoy looking back at it. So I'm sure that's flown by, but thank you, mate.
I tell you what, like you said, an iconic moment, but I couldn't have done it without Mr. Stelling, my hero.
Thanks, Kammy. You know, I'm a good B-side.